Check. think it's some major goal you want, or maybe it's one you're already working on and you have experienced a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. You've experienced a lot of disappointment. Maybe you've already given up. And maybe you just need a little fire, a little encouragement to get back in the game again.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the preacher and the prophet and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go? Where it's covered in all the colors and lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. It's the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show.
Hours with that distribution, right? Okay.
Welcome in game 2 between Distillers and Forge here from Frozen Pond Ice Arena. I'm Caden McCrory. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon with the Distillers taking commanding victory last night 12-5. They'll be back at it again, the Forge and Vengeance, trying to find some new life here tonight. Carson Burkhart going to get the start 0-3 on the season, still looking for his first APHL win. And going on the other side for Summit City, it'll be Stephen Vlot making his APHL debut. Has yet to appear in relief or as a starter for his Distillers squad. Parker Rutherford will be the backup for Summit City. Nick Lyon will back up once again for Iron City. It'll be Bellman and Lameau on the face-off to kick things off. It'll go in favor of Summit City. And this top line last night reporting a plethora of points. Evan Perry with 4 goals. Cody Hess with 7 total points on the evening. As being without Thomas Neely, a lot of players getting to add to their point totals, and especially coming off this top line. Here is the aforementioned Cody Hess, trying to put this one in front. Blocked away by Ryan Dixon. We'll float this toward the Forge bench. AJ Bellman will send this into the zone. Aiden Witt had a pair of goals last night, both coming on the power play. And it'll be nice in here on Summit City. 40 seconds into this one. CIS 21, Alex Arnold going with a bubble today. Got hit in the mouth. That ended up drawing a 4-minute power play that Distillers capitalized on twice. But he had himself a hell of a game. 2 goals and 5 points. The number 21 in white. Here's Aiden Witt. Sending this off the wall, trying to get his man in stride, Brett Bauer. And that'll just roll his way into Burkhart's crease. He'll cover here at 19-11. We saw tempers boil over in that third period, as well as a fight in the first period between Byron Lameau and Chase Fry. We'll see what boils into this game here today. If tempers have kind of cooled off, or will it be the same intensity that we saw last night in terms of the physicality department? Benny Bolu back in the lineup for Iron City. And then missing last night's contest puts the Spears up to 15 for Iron City. Summit City still rolling with their 17, 18-ish skaters that they came in with. Here's Ricky Crum. Crum coming down the right, wallet shot, and he scores. Ricky Crum gets the party started. His 5th of the season. One of those players we talked about last night who's been a little dry on the goal scoring category finds the back of the net. The fans very excited to get their first lead of the weekend. There's a lot of space and a rough first shot there for Stephen Bly. Back live, a bad turnover. Chance on the back door for Bauer. Bounces off of his stick. Michael Keller looking to clear, can't get it out. To the point, floats in there and denied. Grant Seibenaller playing defense here today as we get a little roughing in front here between Bauer and Keller. We'll get some sort of penalty upcoming. Looks like it'll be Bauer, and Iron City is going to head to the power play. So an Iron City power play here in the first minute and 47 seconds. They found themselves on the right end of the power play twice last night, both coming in the third period. Jake Aqua and Garrett Rupert corralling those goals. Both of them on the ice here, along with AJ Bellman, Ryan Dixon, and Alec Kraus. This will be floated out the center, and Cody Hess will challenge. Allow Kraus to be the first to touch it. Hess will take him into the wall. Bellman. Gonna pick it up, give this one over to Fry. Chase Fry down the right wall. And give this off for Garrett Rupert. Pass his stick, and Kraus quickly plays it up. Rupert, harassed by Hess, leaves it off for Kraus. Kraus is gonna send this into the zone. Chase Fry will pick it up along the right corner. And turn, try to fire one to the middle. That's blocked away by Byron Lameau. And Cody Hess now storms. Gives it off to Lameau. Stripped away by Dixon. Underneath for Rupert. Garrett Rupert slowly steadies up ice. Walks into the zone. Going to send this one along the wall. Finds Ryan Dixon. Dixon tries to pin it, couldn't hold on. Bolu tries to rough up Devin Perry. Perry finds a lane, puts it on, and Burkhart makes the stop. Bolu sends this one past everybody. Icing is waved off. Forge going to get that first power play unit quickly on the ice. Reifenberg crunched along the wall, digging away there with a Witt. Bolu going to join him. Witt can clear. Final 30 seconds of the power play. Dan Schmidt lead this off for the first goal scored tonight, Ricky Crum. Crum floats it up to Bolu. Bolu winds up, shot in the block there by Witt. Schmidt tried to play that one down low, has a little trouble with it. Going up against Chris Woolham. Bolu from keeping it at the blue line. Final 10 seconds of the power play. Underneath the Sokolsky. Off the front to Bolu. Had a little trouble with it. Crum will wind up down low for Bolu. Bounces off his stick. And Bauer will be set free from the box. Devin Perry will pick it up for Summit City. Sends that the length. Icing on the Distillers here at 16:04. They try to sneak a couple bodies off, including Aiden Witt, who's hiding around a couple of teammates on his bench. And they'll catch him and get him back on the ice. Face-off win there by Chris Woolham of Summit City going up against Michael Keller. He played underneath the Witt. Witt trying to bank this out of the zone. Referee took a tumble on the far side. Jake Aqua will pick it up in front for Keller. Leaves it off for Doyle, and that one wide of the net. Keller underneath the Doyle. Doyle turning chance in front. Loose in front. Block gets down to make the stop. And Doyle, a couple high shots on Witt. And now he'll go after Carson Sokold. They don't drop the gloves. It looked like Sokold wanted to. Doyle as well. The referees quickly to break that up. So Doyle and Sokold will both head to the box here. Seemingly. Yes. The Stiller bench, none too pleased to see their man go to the box. But in retaliation, so Doyle and on a couple of seconds here as the clock was running, as the Doyle penalty got put on the board. This looks like it'll be 5-on-5, possibly. Doyle looks like he got a 4-minute on the board. Salk will probably be for 2. Actually be 2 minutes, or be 2 penalties on Doyle, 1 to Sokold. Bolu just entered the box for Iron City. Five guys on the ice for the Distillers, seemingly. And only 4 for Summit or Iron City. So it looks like it'll be a power play with incidental roughings on Doyle and Sokold. So only 1 actual penalty will be on the board, we think. And we'll be good to go. So Summit City power play. Shot here by Hess, blocked by Kraus. They were near perfect in the power play department last night with the Distillers, at least in the first 2 periods of play, going 4 for 4, and for night 4 for 5. That improved their power play to 33% on the season. Walked in, shot blocked by his own teammate was Witt with Perry parked in front. Here's Lameau. Walks this one up high. Over for Witt's shot. Hits off a couple of Forge defenders and wide. Arnold is going to swing this one up high to Witt. In the middle for Perry, broken up by Schmidt. Another diving effort by Fry. Shot pulled by Arnold and a stop by Burkhardt. Forge try to go underneath. No one there. As Kraus has to play middleman. Back to the point, Lameau. Pass. So Witt shot, fans on the attempt, and Schmidt come clear. A lot of low trouble with it. Forge go for the full sail change. And now Cody Hess will bring it up center ice. Hess gonna swing this one underneath. In front for Arnold, has a little trouble pulling that one to his backhand. Will stay in the Forge zone. Brett Bauer walks around Crum. Pulls the trigger, blocked away by Reifenberg. Rupert to clear, kept alive at the blue line by Seibenaller. Underneath Bauer. Up to the point of Colossa. Tipped in front there by Kraus. Pushed off into the corner. Arnold to Seibenaller on miscue. Be picked up by Kraus. Kraus Swing this to the slot, turning shot, and a save by Burkhart with 4 seconds on the first penalty. Forge a little trouble clearing the zone by getting bailed out by their goaltender with a couple of huge stops. The University of Akron alumni goaltender, Carson Burkhart. Tied up face-off. Reifenberg is sending around the wall for Sokolsky. Sokolsky is a little trouble on the clear. Gets this one to center. Sokolsky. It's taken down the blue line. Still applying the pressure. Eli Kolasa backpedals. Gives it off to Richardson. Forward for Chris Woolham. Woolham pulls the trigger. That one high over the glass. Stays in play. Richardson. Turn it over to Reifenberg. Gets met along the wall by Woolham. It'll pop out and all the way out of the zone it rolls. Seibenaller first to it for Summit City. Sauces this one to center. Michael Keller driving into the zone. Gets pushed off the puck there, and he takes a little bit of a run at Justin Daner. Daner didn't play much last night, or at all, possibly. I'm not 100% sure, but good to see him on the ice today. One of their all-stars. One of 5 Summit City got the honors of sending. Iron City is still not sure if they'll have representation or who might be going. Maybe the Western Division, the only one to announce that thus far. Jake Aquat. Back that one on net. Covered up there by the netminder Vlad. Both Doyle and Sulkle will be set free. Excuse me, just Sulkle. Doyle will have to go back in. Now Keller can step into the face-off circle, going up here against Byron Lamar. That'll go in favor of Summit City. Trying to hit carry and stride was Hess. Noah Christ back to break it up. Here's Daner. Moves this one over to J.D. Woods, and this will be an icing on the Distillers. Here at 11:09, shots favoring the White, 6-5. But the score sheet in favor of Iron City here, thanks to Ricky Crum. That goal now up to double-digit points on this season is Ricky Crum. Have a chat with the scorers table. It seems like one more shift at least until Doyle's set free. Let's set around the 10:46, 10:47 mark. Plus that whistle. Chase Fry. Turning chance. Bounce off a Distiller in front. Lamo's a little trouble getting it out. Woods will pick it up. J.D. Woods, tripped by Dixon, can't dance with it at center. Cody Hess picks it off. Hess, up top for Perry, a shot and a save by Burkhardt. Witt, a little trouble keeping that one in for his team. Gets it back at the blue line, turning chance, blocked by Schmidt. Witt, somehow still keeping it alive, sending it down low off the boot of his captain. Off the back wall. Perry. It's crunched on by Schmidt. Dixon. Gonna bump this one forward to Fry. Chase Fry down the right wall. Trying to dangle his way into the zone. Fry turning. Wanted Bellman. Forge offense. Rear back pedal. Rupert. He's gonna send it into the Distiller zone. Alex Arnold at center ice will dance around a pair of Forge forwards. Pulls in shot. That one high over the net. Kraus ties up the fellow Kraus. Gonna leave this up for Simonal. Shot and a kick saved by Burkhardt. Arnold. For Kraus, a one-time chance. Burkhardt makes the stop. Tucker Kraus battles forward first. Gonna send it underneath. AJ Bellman is gonna send it along the wall for Dixon. Dixon couldn't clear it out of the zone. Kraus dangles around him, leaves it off. Arnold, sharp angle chance. Burkhardt gets a piece of it. Kraus takes his man down, turning chance by Arnold, and Burkhardt closes down to make the stop. Couple of love tabs for Carson Burkhardt from the Forge defense. Keeping the chances at a minimum. Where the Distillers make their money. Second, third opportunity. Off the draw, Bolu tries to clear it out. Kept alive the blue line by Seibenaller. Escapes the check from Bolu. Seibenaller gets hit hard by Dan Schmidt in the far corner. Pops free. Woolham goes away from Crum. Bolu levels him into the wall. Schmidt around for Sokolsky. Skalski quickly turned up for Bolu. Who's going to leave it off for Reifenberg. Luckily, the Forge get it back. This will be sent the length. This will be an icing on Iron City. Romo against Bolu. Will bank off the wall. Wood's going to send this one around. Underneath is Harry. He's going to move it up to the point. Daner. Back down low. Hess waiting underneath the Lomo. Lomo to Woods. Woods winds up a chance. Kick saved by Burkhardt. Sokolsky sends it down for Crum. Off the skate. Offsides on Iron City. Woods can send it up. Lomo a little trouble with it. Garrett Rupert will take it away. Leaves it off for Ricky Crum. Couldn't clear it out of the zone. Daner turns it over. Crum can clear. And icing on Iron City. Be a face-off here on the right circle, left of Burkhardt. Lomo against Bolu. It's face-off battle you've seen a ton here in this first period. And it shows you the presence Denny Bolu brings to this Forge roster. He's been using all different kind of assets in the game. Sokolsky versus Witt. They're going to give the advantage of the Witt and an icing. We'll do it again from that right circle. Yeah, very dangerous. Cody Hess lined up behind center. Lomo, the face-off win. Shot from the point there by Sokol. Unable to get it on net. Sokolsky chipping behind the defense. To play this one back to center. As Hess will pick it off. Cody Hess down the right wall, trying to go in front for Perry. Broken up by Rupert. Leaves it up for Sokolsky. Sokolsky looking for Keller and Stride. Bounces off a Distiller boot. He turned over to Alex Arnold. Beneath the wing. Has a little trouble with it with Doyle trouncing down on him. Richie Doyle. Gonna pin it along the wall. 3 white jerseys. They'll come out with it, do the Distillers. Alex Arnold shifts his way through center. Winds up shot into the breadbasket of Burkhart. And we'll hold on here at 7:08. The clock continuing to tick. About 10 seconds tick off of the clock. Sure goes on purpose doing or not. As Aqua will be kicked out of the faceoff, Keller will come in up against Alex Arnold. Keller bank this off the wall. It will be enough for a night. Actually, they're going to wave it off. Kolasa moves this one up the wall for Kraus. Tucker Kraus driving through center. Back to point for Kolasa. Keller got a piece of it. Works his way back to Kraus. Kraus moves it off for Arnold. Back to Kraus down low. Works his way behind the net. Shot by Sibinaller and denied by Burkhart. Brett Bauer parked in front of that net. They said Sibinaller playing offense yesterday, back on defense here today. So line's going to fluctuate here for Summit City. Sibinaller and Kolasa staying on defensively. Kolasa broken up by Bellman. Dixon will race to for the Forge, gets a hold of it. Out wide for Chase Fry. Fry floats it on. Though trouble with it was Vaught. Out with it comes Woolham. Woolham gonna stutter step his way with it. Leaves it up for Richardson. Bang past to Clark. Clark's shot and the breadbasket, and Burkhart will hold on. Distillers go for the line change. Forge will keep their same on the ice. Top line hopping on for Summit City. Here's Woods. Winds up shot. Rebound loose in front. Saved by Burkhart. Second chance. Perry. Gonna wrap this around. Over for Hess. Hess winds up shot. He scores. Cody Hess, after a multitude of chances, gets the Distillers to tie the game. The Forge arguing they wanted a whistle after the first chance. And they didn't get one. They're being very vocal from the bench about it. Cody Hess is 13th of the season, second of the weekend. Had himself a 7-point campaign last night. Face-off win by Bolu. The Lower will bank it forward off Sokolsky. Woods takes his man down to the ice. Going to leave it off for Hess. Top line staying on for Summit City. Over for Daner. Gets crunched on hard by Bolu. Pops free to Hess. Hess working in back. Shot there. That's off of the Forge body and bounces one. Crum. Over for Kraus. Now to Bolu. Off the stick of Sokolsky. In front of that Distiller bench. Sokolsky. The big reverse hit by Devin Perry on Bolu. And now we have a penalty coming up for an interference call. And I think it's going to go on Perry. So Devin Perry for interference. The Forge are going to go to the power play. Cody Hess asking for an explanation. It was a big reverse check on Bolu, trying to play the puck. Maybe because he got a little high is why it was called, but I thought a relatively clean play. So a power play for Iron City here at the 4:38 mark. Perry for interference. The Bolu and Arnold in the face-off circle. Sokolsky, Rupert, Kraus, and Crum. The other remaining Forge players on the ice for the start of the power play. Bolu, face-off win a little too clean. Burkhart. Leave it off for Crum, quickly up to Bolu, tap to Kraus. Kraus along the wall for Rupert. Garrett Rupert. He'll leave it back for Crum. Gonna wheel this one forward himself. Crum. Across the blue line into the Distiller zone. Gets hit along hard by Witt. Penalty coming up. Kraus puts one on, deflected by a diving Bolu, will be touched by the Distillers, and a hooking call. Here we'll make it a 5-on-3 for a minute 26. It'll go on Aiden Witt. And now a big chance for the Forge to take advantage. We'll get a couple fresh bodies on the ice, including Michael Keller. Dixon, Fry, Kraus, Rupert, Keller against Hess, Siebenaller, and Kolassa. Take this time always to thank the scoreboard, our top of the screen sponsor, located about 2 minutes away here from Frozen Pond Ice Arena. Should be open after the game today if you're in attendance or in the area. So I want to remind everybody, if you're interested in internship opportunity, job opportunity at the Iron City Forge, visit ironcityforge.com/jobs for any inquiries. So a minute 37 of 5-on-3 hockey. Puck is down. Back to the point is Michael Keller. Deflected in front there by Kraus. He is not going to move in front of that net. A big body to move at that. And here comes Cody Hess trying to kill some time. Hess in a left shot. Hits off the leg of Keller. They'll float this all the way back to Kolassa. Keller, the one chasing. Trying to make him move every direction here. Turned over. Dixon waits, looks down low. Finds Kraus. Kraus wanting to go up high with it. Hess picks it off. Hess gets it poked away by Keller. He'll bounce off the stick of Rupert down to 50 seconds of the 5-on-3. Here's Garrett Rupert. Skates this to center. Into the zone. Rupert holding. Shot there. Hits off the pad. Rupert wanting one in front. Kraus tied up with J.D. Woods behind the net. Woods floats it off the wall. Dixon, diving effort, can't keep it in. 20 seconds of 5-on-3. Fry tried to go cross. JD Woods can clear the damage. Schmidt up the chase. Fry tried to go the middle, all over with the Distillers, and Lomo can clear. Daniel Schmidt gonna leave it off for Reifenberg. Talon Reifenberg off the wall, has a little trouble on the clear. First penalty expired. Pops free. Kraus walks in shot high over the net. 5 seconds of power play time remaining. Schmidt clears it forward, wanting Doyle foot race. Icing is waved off. Penalty does expire. Doyle gets a couple of taps and passing from Daner. Reifenberg tied up, and now the Distillers bring 3 quickly up ice. Left back for Arnold. Arnold dangling, looking down low, wanted Perry. And the forward take this behind the net. AJ Bellman collapsed on by Alex Arnold. Turned over, Devin Perry. Down low to the backhand. Burkhardt comes out to make the stop, but a penalty coming up on the Forge. So it'll be Schmidt for interference is the call. Or Doyle, excuse me, interference. I didn't see much of it. Was a hit in the far corner. So the last 2 calls I am not in 100% agreement with for either side. So power play here for the Distillers, 0 for 1 today. Sitting around that 32-33% mark. Witt over for Hess. Hess back up high to Witt. Not afraid to shoot the puck. Elects the shot there. It's loose in front for Perry. Now with it comes Hess. He's going to turn this one. No one home. Arnold will pick it up along the Forge bench. Out wide to Witt. Witt winds up a shot. Saved by Burkhardt. And we'll hold on here. 1:06. It's a minute 36 to go on the penalty. So it could be a little bit of carryover time for Summit City if they don't capitalize the next 66 seconds. Face-off win by Lomo. Arnold. Cross ice to Perry. Broken up by Sokolsky. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Hess. Down low, and chance on the back door for Arnold. Rings off the iron. Back up high to Witt. Down to Hess. Looking. Gets it across to Arnold. 40 seconds to go in the period. Witt to Hess. Couldn't pull the trigger. Pass was just ahead of him. And covered here at 37.9. Second power play unit will come on here for the Distillers. Chris Woolham leading the one out. Had himself a power play goal last night. Here with Bauer, Kraus, Kolassa, and Siebenaller. Tied up off the face-off. Kolassa. Down low to Bauer. Bauer. Back to Kolassa. Going to lead it off for Siebenaller. His shot floated on. And Burkhardt will hold here at 24.4. Keller tries to go forward on the face-off. Makes his way down to Kraus. Kraus be pushed back to the blue line. Kolassa keeps it in. Siebenaller winds up blocked by Schmidt. 10 seconds to go in the period. Woolham winds up shot. Deflected and taken down in front. Is Bauer. Stopped there by Burkhardt. Keller will just wisely hold to kill off the rest of the period. 1-1 after one. It starts with the Ricky Crum goal, his 5th of the season, and then the battle back by the Distillers and Cody Hess to get his 13th. And that's where we'll sit after the first period of play. There'll be 30 seconds of power play time rollover here for Summit City. We'll step aside 15 minutes and back with the second period of Distillers and Forwards just after this. Second period here from Frozen Pond Ice Arena. 30-second power play remaining here for Summit City. I'm Caden McRae. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. Your score is 1-1. Richie Crum and Cody Hess, the goal scorers here in this one. A chance in front there for Lomo, and is denied there by Burkhart. Lomo trying to shovel that one out wide. Garrett Rupert to intercept, and he can clear. Down the final 5 seconds of the Doyle penalty. He quickly played up to Hess. Batted down. Lomo coming storming in. Backdoor chance for Perry, and it squeaks its way to the back of the net. Devin Perry somehow gets it through. His 9th of the season and 5th of the weekend. A sneaky little goal at the end of the penalty by Devin Perry. Not sure what it hit off of. Let's take a look and see. Somehow squeaked its way through, and Cody Hess is going to pick up another assist. So Hess, 31 points now on the season, 9 points on the weekend, a goal and assist here tonight. The Distillers take their first lead of the game. Reifenberg collapsed on by Kraus. Turns it over to Arnold. Alex Arnold off the give and go. That shot blocked by Reifenberg. Bauer look for Siebenaller. Sent underneath. Arnold looking in front. Olu takes it away. Can clear around the wall, but not out. Back to point to Colossa. Back down low, Bauer. For Arnold, dangles his way underneath. Turns on the brakes. Turns back one more time. Bauer to Colossa at the point. That's blocked away by Crum and has forced its way out of the zone. Eli Colossa. Stripped by Bolu. Burkhart leaves it for Reifenberg. Sent around the wall. Cleared out by Sokolsky. Crum. Forward to Bolu. Denny Bolu storms in to his forehand, waits, turning chance, and a save there by Block. Sokolsky, sharp angle chance. Finds its way to Crum, and turning opportunity. Pushed off the stick of Block. Sokolsky in front. Block makes a stop, but no one home for the loose rebound. Here's Alex Arnold. Stripped away by Rupert. Cleared to the blue line. Shot by Woods, and a save made by Burkhart. Here's 17:35. Face-off win by Woolham. Shot put on, stopped by Burkhart. Rupert takes Clark into the wall. He'll come out with the victorious for Iron City. Looking ahead, finds Jake Aqua. The man they call Ocho puts it on, and a save there by Block. An offensive zone face-off. Seen a lot of this Aqua, Keller, and Doyle unit. At least the last 2 periods of play. Including the end of the game last night. The Distillers can clear this one out. It's Clark. Leaves it forward for Woolham. Woolham leaves it off for Richardson. A shot hits off the stick of Kraus and wide. Doyle gonna play this one to center ice. Woods finds Richardson looking the middle for Woolham. That one goes past his stick. Clark will pick it up in the far corner. Underneath Woolham. Around the wall, picked up by Aquat. Up for Rupert. Doyle pokes this one to center. As Wood escapes the hit, pushes this down to the Iron City zone. Kraus. Around for Rupert. Spins it out of the zone. Keller, first one to it, negates the icing. Keller in front, what a Aquat. Flirts its way out. Hess to Lomo. Offsides is Devin Perry just ahead of the play. Lomo against Dixon on the faceoff. He's thrown in by Witt. Burkhart is going to elect a hold. It's an ozone draw now for the Distillers. Holding that 7-2 record this season, top of the Western Division. Face off one board by Dixon. Bellman on his horse. Racing against Salfield. You go back to Schmidt. Reifenberg. Trying to go to the middle. Beautiful block there by Perry. Leaves it off for Lomo. Lomo walking in. Gives it to Hess. A shot. He scores. Cody Hess is second of the game. 3-1 Summit City. What a give. Between this top unit again, the passing clinic they have put on. Lomo, Perry, and Hess. All starts with this block here by Devin Perry in the middle. Leaves it off for Lomo. And the cut in and the shot by Hess, beating Burkhart. Alex Arnold picking up in the offensive zone for his team. Sharp angle chance saved by Burkhart. Clearing attempt doesn't go. Eli Kalasa down for Arnold. Stutter steps his way through the slot. Gives it over to Siebenaller. His shot pushed by the net. Kalasa can't hold this one. Retreats at center. Arnold escapes the flying Jacob Sokolsky. Upswitted Dan Schmidt. Loaded down to the Distiller zone. Siebenaller pushed off to Arnold. Turnover, Sokolsky tumbling. He picked up by Bolu with some Sema shot, and it hits off a block, and he'll elect the hold as it bounces off the wall. Denny Bolu really feeling himself here today with a couple of grade A chances. He's had a little quiet on the production sheet, only with 3 assists on the season. But you can feel he's inching closer and closer to his first goal, and you feel the domino effect kind of rifles for a guy like Denny Bolu once the first one goes in. Alec Krause and Rupert, a miscommunication, and that leads to a 2-on-1. Richardson, the Clark bounces off his stick. Daner out wide to Woods. His shot blocked away. Doyle going to retreat underneath. Leaves it for Rupert. Going to get Aqua to join him. Dug out by Clark. Gets crunched on by Krause with a massive collision. And Burkhart will hold on. On the 14:49 mark, shots in period number 1, favoring Summit City 23-9. We currently sit at 29-12 for the total here in the first 5 minutes of play in the second. Omo against Keller. Face off won by Keller. Taking it center ice, JD Woods. Leaves it off for Hess to the middle of Perry. Out wide for Lomo. Keller intercepts, moves it forward to Aquat. Aquat one-on-one against Woods. And broken up by JD Woods there. Aquat trying to find some room to work with. Devin Perry can clear it. Cody Hess now joins in. Hess with Lomo. Has Perry as well. Works its way over to Perry and a save with a pad by Burkhart. Richie Doyle storms his way into the zone. Tied up in the skates, eventually pops out at 3-on-2. Hess Backhand to Lomo. Up front for Perry. And just couldn't pull the trigger on that one. Offside Summit City, as Lomo was having a chat with Schmidt behind the play. Ends up resulting in an Iron City advantage. Dixon against Arnold on the faceoff. And go back to Dan Schmidt. Up for AJ Bellman. Tips it into the zone. Taken away by Arnold. Floats it forward. Finds Kraus. Tucker Kraus down the left wing wall. Swings this underneath. Kraus still holding on. Finds a lane. A shot there by Witt. Floats wide. Leaf hitting off a Forge defender. With some speed, Brett Bauer. Gonna swing this up to Kraus. At the half circle. Underneath the Bauer. Bauer having trouble finding somewhere to go with it. Finds a lane to the point. Salcold winds up and a blocker stop by Burkhardt. This one a little bit too far. Distillers retreat. Distillers will dump it in. Looking to go for a couple of changes. There's Arnold. Drop past Kraus. A shot high on Burkhardt, but makes the shoulder stop. Arnold. Spins to the point to Kolasa. Puts it on. Pad stop made. Now with it comes Kraus again. Very tired Forge unit shot there, denied by Burkhardt. Brett Bauer with another A-plus chance. Had himself a goal last night. Bauer picks it up in front for Wollum, and a beautiful goal by Chris Wollum, his second of the weekend. Behind the play, we had Dan Schmidt get into it with all 5 Distillers. And it'll be a penalty coming up on Schmidt, forward as well. So Distillers will head to the power play, as they'll quickly throw on that Hess unit to try to further their lead. So Schmidt for either an unsportsmanlike or rough something of the sorts after the whistle. And Summit City resulting in a goal and a power play out of it. Kraus is going to float this one on net. Vlad will leave this one off for Hess. Hess off the give of Witt. Up for Lomo. Back for Hess. Hess, sharp angle chance. Wanted Lomo, off the far corner. Works way to Arnold at the point. Back up to Witt. Down low, Hess. Drop past Arnold. Arnold walks in shot and a save by Burkhardt. With Rupert trying to clear a lane for him. Able to see that one into the glove. 35 seconds ticked away of the Schmidt penalty. Near the 11:42 mark on the second period. Face off, one onto the corner by Bo. Taken away by Arnold. Setting up. Gives it off to Witt. Pair of power play goals last night. Lomo to Witt. Fires one on. Kick save there by Burkhardt. Lomo goes around to Hess. Swings this up high, leaves it off for Arnold. Now to the middle to Hess, leaves it off for Witt. Witt walks in a shot, save made, rebound is there, and Hess wasn't able to get a piece of it. Hess up high for Arnold. Arnold spinning. Back up high to Hess, leaves it for Witt, a shot through traffic blocked away. Recollected Lomo, down low to Arnold. Rupert gets his body on him, wasn't able to clear. Lomo to Hess. Quick shot on, rebound loose. Bolu can clear it out the center. Bolu sends it up. Sokolsky chipping in behind the play, puts it on, he scores! Jacob Sokolsky, a short-handed goal to make it a 4-2 game. A smart play by Bolu to wait, and Sokolsky beats his man on the rush to make it a 2-goal game. Four-two at the halfway mark of the second period. Sokolsky, his second of the weekend, and 7th of the season from Denny Bolu. Eli Kalasa gonna carry off ice. This will kill off the Schmidt penalty. And another successful kill for the Forge. Richardson. The dance with this one in the corner. Sent underneath to Clark. Back under one more time. Doyle breaks it up. Crum will get a piece of it. The speedy forward. Open the scoring of today's contest. Crum trying to float to the middle. That one blocked away. Woolham. Spin underneath. Chased down by Aquad. Intercepts the puck. Up high for Crum. Waiting. Elects the shot. And the blocker's shoulder save made by Block. Doyle kept it in for a moment. Now cleared up the center by the Distillers. It's Richardson. Out wide wanted Clark. Broken up by the Forge. Alex Arnold. Float this one to J.D. Woods. Gets his pocket picked by Aquat. Woods still holding on. Gets pushed back into his defensive zone. Blott's going to leave this along the wall. Daner has a little trouble with it. Now carries. The center, Arnold. Off for Kraus. Out wide for Bauer. Aquat gonna take advantage of it. Leave it forward for Chase Fry. Slipping his way through the zone. Eventually closed off. And now 3-on-2 for the Summit City. Arnold tries backdoor. Reifenberg with the block. Puck still loose and finally covered up by Burkhardt on the final Tucker Kraus attempt. 8:47 here in period 2. Shots favoring the Distillers 39-14. The latest goal coming off the stick of Sokolsky shorthanded. Faces off win. That one blocked away by the Forge. Pushed off into the corner underneath his Lomo. Top unit back out for Summit City. Trying to move that one in front. Blocked away. Keller to clear and get this out the center. Bellman over to Kraus. Now float this one down for Dixon. Dixon has a little trouble corralling it. And now here come the Distillers, but a good play at the blue line by Rupert prevents the chance. Now down to Keller. Walks in shot. Save made by Block. Second chance trying to go for Dixon in front. Couldn't find him. Now gets him in the corner. Off for Bellman. Bellman waiting. Gonna stutter step his way to Dixon. Dangles. Pushes this one underneath. Loses this puck. Be corralled now by Rupert. Rupert, a shot deflected by Keller wide of the net. Kraus. Gets that puck stripped away. Turnover, Bellman. Dangles tries to pull the trigger. And a great closing effort there by Carson Salkel. Kraus out wide for Bellman. Just going to send it into the zone. Forge can get at least 4 changes off here. Through the middle. Will find a lane to Perry. Devin Perry leaves it off for Hess. Hess walks in shot, hits off the stick of Schmidt and the ceiling, out of play here at 7:21. Top unit growing a little frustrated for the Distillers. The Forge starting to take away some of their chances. Schmidt will get it off the face-off. And to send it along the wall, Bolu. Taking it forward, out with it comes Richardson, off to the point. Siebenaller winds up, rings one off the post. Clark. Underneath the Richardson. Richardson looking in front, loose, puck. Burkhart makes the save, second chance, comes out for Richardson. Burkhart gets down to make the stop. Reifenberg and Schmidt giving his goalie a chance to get to that puck. They get the coverage with 6:49. Face-off will go to the left circle here to the right of Burkhart. Bolu will win the face-off against Arnold. Reifenberg rifles around the wall for Sokolsky. Looking for the middle. Works its way to Kraus. Back to Bauer. Schmidt clears this one to center for the Forge. Walasa can send it in. Reifenberg picks it up off the back of the net. Forge can't find the exit path they want. Now it'll be cleared the length and right to Steven Blatt. Siebenaller moves this one up ice to Arnold. Arnold down the right wall, a sharp angle chance. Rebound for Kraus. Burkhart makes both stops. Now Crum, a speedy forward, going up against Colosso. Colosso wins that battle. Final 6 minutes here, period 2. Bolu picks off the pass. Bolu trying to turn towards the middle. Siebenaller all over him. And now Arnold leads the 3-on-2 for the Distillers. Draw pass to Kraus, and a big hit thrown by Alec Kraus. But Brett Bauer pops the water bottle, making 5-2 Summit City. Bauer's second of the weekend, 5th of the season. 5-2 Summit City. .539 here in period 2. Forge looking for a response. It's Aqua a shot. That's a stop by the netminder, and a big hit thrown in the corner by Daner. Works its way out to Doyle, trying to go from for Fry. That's stripped away. Delosier couldn't keep it in. 2-on-1, Hess and Perry. Hess looking off the post. Carson Burkhart, his best friend's been the post here the last couple of minutes. Doyle. A little trouble locating. Fry will get to it off in the far corner. Back up high, Delosier. Has a little trouble with it again. Now another 2-on-1 with Hess and Perry. Hess turning up high to Lomo. Last man up in the rush. And a stop made. Jake Aqua. Even numbers. As Fry elects the shot. High over the net. And a good looking chance there for number 3 in black and gold. Bellman. Low to Aqua. Wanted to find Fry back door. No one home. This pass will go the length of the ice. Icing is waved off. Find his way to Woolham. Walks in by Lonesome. Saved by Burkhart. 4:05 here in period 2. Michael Keller Dangles, leaves it off for Dixon. Trying to push his way forward, going up against Woods. He'll tumble to the ice, does Woods. Keller turning. Up high for Garrett Rupert. Rupert shot through traffic and a block there by an injured J.D. Woods. Dixon in front for Keller. Loose. Pocket a save by Block. Another chance by Keller. Pops free. Dixon turning chances. Block. Keller diving. Clark can clear this one to center. Woods still stuck on the ice. Up for A.J. Bellman. Bellman wanting to go back up high to Chris. And now a 2-on-2 developing. Keller going to intercept that puck. Pressed on by Woolham. Leaves it off for Bellman. J.D. Woods finally made his way to the bench and in a lot of pain. Bellman trying to split his way against Salko and a big reverse hit by A.J. Bellman. Bellman turning chance and a stop there by Blott off the side. Dixon pokes it off his stick, keeps it in the zone for Iron City. Tries to find its way to Bellman. And kept all sides by Schmidt momentarily, and then offsides. Now Arnold will carry. Alex Arnold, turning chance blocked by Schmidt. Arnold, send to the far corner. Has Kraus. Tucker Kraus, looking for the slot, continues his stride. Looking to go up high, no one home. Down the other way. Bauer. Kraus looking toward the middle. Broken up there by Reifenberg. Now Sokolsky. Into his own teammate. Trying to continue the stride. Broken up by Kalasa. And they send it in. Final 2 to play. Here in period 2. 5-2 Summit City. A very heavy scoring period here at Frozen Pond Arena. Kraus gives it over for Lomo. A shot. That's rifled off the back wall. At center, Ricky Crum. He's going to send this one in. Hess gets a piece of it. Oh, good. Provides low pressure. This puck works its way up ice to Bauer. Cross ice to Hess. Hess off the boot of a Forge defender. Stays in play, and a big hit thrown by Sokolsky. This line's been out there for a heavy shift here. Bo Sokolsky and Crum. Alec Kraus turns it over. Perry puts it in front. Reifenberg can clear this one to the top of the circle. Hess. Had a chance. Burkhardt made the stop. Didn't see the second opportunity. The Distillers still holding on. Sharp angle chance for Hess, and he scores. Hat-trick goal for Cody. Hess makes it 6-2. Just too lengthy of a shift for the Forge here in the final minute. 42.7. It's a 4-goal lead once more. A heavy slap shot by Cody Hess in his office. Like a prime Alex Ovechkin. Hess up to 15 goals now on the season. Down to the final 30. 5 bodies now make it 6 fighting for this puck. Steven all the one driving it now gets out of there. As Kraus will be the first 2 for Iron City. Sends it around the wall for Fry. Poke to center. Tapped in by Kalasa. Out comes Burkhardt. And the Forge are going to feel comfortable just holding on to this puck and take it to the dressing room. 6-2 after 2. As the Forge, the 5-goal letting in period, and only scoring 1 in response. It was 1-1 after 1. Now 6-2 after 2. Hess with a pair, Woolham, along with Bauer getting on the score sheet with a Cody Hess hat trick in total for today. And then Jacob Sokolsky shorthanded goal alone here in the Forge second period. So we'll head to the dressing room, 15 minutes on that clock. We'll be back with the third period of play of Summit City and Iron City just after this. Third period. Frozen Pond Arena. 6-2 Summit City. I'm Caden McCrory. Thanks for joining us for this third period as that puck takes a trip into the Forge bench. If you missed it so far, a lot happened in period number 2. Summit City scoring 5 goals in that second period, and the Forge only capitalizing once. Shots in period number 2, 21-9. Shots in period number 1, 23-9. Both favoring Summit City. Leads us to where we are in shots right now, 44-18 for the game. Cody Hess hat trick for the Distillers, along with goals from Devin Perry, Chris Woolham, and Brett Bauer. This for the Forge, goals coming from Ricky Crum and Jacob Sokolsky. That one coming short-handed. The only goal that's been scored on special teams here today. After last night, the Distillers scoring 4 for 4 for the first 2 periods of play on the power play, including that double minor high sticking from Richie Doyle. And the Distillers made some quick work of that one in their 12-5 victory last night. Carson Burkhart in the net for the Forge here today. Stopped 38-44 thus far. The other end, Stephen Blount, so far 16 of 18. Here's Dixon off the faceoffs and delivers back to Alec Krause. Banks it off the wall. This one all the way down, and so it'll be an icing that is waved off. Cody Hess turns this one to the middle, finds Lomo. Stutter steps his way to Devin Perry. Perry wants to go far side. He wanted Hess, but he wasn't there. Salkold gonna play this one through the middle. Garrett Rupert gets a piece of that. Over for AJ Bellman. Back underneath the Rupert. Gonna airmail this one down to Michael Keller. Keller waiting. Leaves it off to Dixon. Dixon down low for Bellman. He scores. Bellman to Dixon to Keller, and it's a 3-goal game. Exactly the way you want to start period 3 if you're Iron City. And AJ Bellman's 5th of the season. They're looking to get some new looks on these forward lines. Maybe they found some of Bellman, Keller, and Dixon. The patience from Michael Keller. And then Bellman on that back door. Tucker Krause. Gonna bank it off the wall. Bolu gets a piece and move it back to Schmidt. Schmidt off Sokolsky. This will roll its way out of the zone. Delosier applying the pressure for the Forge. Patiently behind that is Arnold. Delosier pressures, pushes it off to the wall. Lays his body against Clark. They'll pop free in front of that bench of Summit City. Bolu lays the body. Out there comes Summit City. Arnold winds up shot, getting a piece of his Burkhart as well as the post. Delosier pushes it out to center ice. Palasa. Offsides called with Bauer trying to get back on sides. Here at 17:48. Yeah, face off at center ice. Aquat against Woolham. Delayed face off. They'll do it again. This one will go to Stiller bounce. JD Woods, good to see him back on the ice. A little shaken up in that second period. And they set the pass by Rupert. Gets it to center, sends it into the Stiller zone. Chase Fry chasing it down. Puck pops free. Richie Doyle with a chance for it. Diving effort by Krause keeps it in. Rouse. All the way back to Garrett Rupert. Up the middle off the stick of Aqua. Negates the icing. Richardson banks it off Richie Doyle. Throw it in some open territory. Fry. All the way back to Reichenberg. Feels the pressure. Tied up with Clark. Being moved down low. Woolham. Down to Richardson. Looks to go back to the point, kept in by Daner. Back underneath Richardson. In front for Woolham, initial chances blocked. Richardson one more time in front of Floater. Works his way into the wall. Bouncing out the blue line. Salkwood couldn't hold. Distillers offsides, the Forge now looking to break up ice. Reifenberg gonna send this one in. Icing is called on Iron City. Mere inches away from it being not being icing, but the linesman with a good call there, just outside the line. Face-off win from the Distillers. Shot from the point. Lomo gets a piece of the deflection. And a save by Burkhardt. Lomo to the point. Witt. Winds up. Shot blocked by Aqua. Underneath Cody Hess. Harassed by a pair of Forge defenders. This pops free to Doyle. Doyle. Gets some help from Aqua. Puck is loose. And out of the zone it goes. Witt. Pick it up in his own zone. Over for Hess. Gets around Dixon. Has some room to work with. Cody Hess angles his way through. Finds way to Lomo. Trying to open up the goaltender. Backdoor to Hess. Couldn't find a spot to shoot it. And then Keller had a chance for a breakaway. Whistle blown for the net coming off its moorings. Keller very upset, thinking he should have gotten a break. So unsportsmanlike will go to Keller here at 15:23. It's not necessarily in the wrong, but on a premature whistle there for that net coming off. So a power play here for the Distillers at 15:23. Lomo with the face-off win. Backhands this down to Hess. In front, looking for Perry in front, pushed wide. Lomo gonna pick this one up. Work up to the point to Witt. Witt to Hess, trying to slap past that one, blocked by Rupert. Witt will hold at the point. Find his way over to Arnold, back to Witt. Witt off the boot of a Forge defender. That being Ryan Dixon, and Alec Krause can clear the damage. Witt up for Arnold. Arnold carries this one himself. Collapsed on by Bellman. Schmidt wouldn't get a piece of it. Arnold in front, a chance for Perry, and denied by Burkhardt. Down to the final minute of the Keller penalty. Summit City was changing wisely not going to touch the puck and try not to have it too many men. And a chance there. The flex off a Distiller and a save by Blood. Luckily, he was paying attention. Kolasa moves it up the wall. Sokolsky collapses on Siemanaler and the clear. Ricky Crum gonna put on the burners here, provide a little bit of pressure. Gonna get a piece of it. That's gonna float towards the net, glove down by Tucker Kraus. Kraus gonna skate at final 10 seconds of the penalty. Chris Woolham. Stripped by Sokolsky. Banks it off the wall to center. Woolham. Walks in, a shot, rigs one off the iron. Olu slaps this hard around the walls. Penalty is expired. Sokolsky one-on-one, has some room to work with. Works his way down the right wall. A shot off the post. Sokolsky a near inch away from his second of the game. Puck pops free. Sokolsky is going to turn this out to center ice. Kraus. Gonna push this all the way back. Scholms is gonna turn this puck over. On sides, Aqua. Pushes it to his forehand, loose for Sokolsky. And couldn't pull the trigger. Hess. Out wide for Bauer. Bauer around Rupert, backhand in front for Hess. Kick save, Burkhardt times 2. Shot there by Daner is blocked away, and now a foot race. Daner is going to push this all the way back to Scholm. Scholm's going to turn it over to Doyle. Doyle walks in, a shot, he scores! Richie Doyle makes it a 2-goal game. What a shot by Richie Doyle. This finds a knack for the back of the net. His 6th of the season. It all starts with the pressure of Jake Aquat to force the turnover. And then a beautiful shot there by Doyle. Now the other way, Distillers want an answer. It's Hess. Down low for Loma, bounces off his stick. Forge pushes to the blue line. Sokold winds up, blocked by Dixon. And now Keller on his horse. Michael Keller to the middle for Bellman. Winds up, shot, and a save made by Blotten. He will hold at 11:49. The Forge finding their footing here in period 2. Or 3, excuse me, with a pair of goals. We're going to stick with this Bellman, Keller, and Dixon unit. The Keller on the face-off, left-hand circle from the left dot. Face-off goes in favor of Alex Arnold and the Distillers. Going to push this to the blue line. Alex Arnold comes out with it off the give of Kraus. Walks his way in through his backhand. Goes in front, a shot by Kraus and a save by Burkhardt. This one just ahead of Keller. He's going to foot race this one against Kolasa. Ties him up along the wall. Pops free to Bellman. Pushes it towards the net. Wrap around, the save made by Blott. Down the other way, Bauer leads the 3-on-1. Bauer loading, holding, goes across, and Kraus gets tripped up. But a save made by Burkhardt regardless. Underneath, Alec Kraus will get to it first. Clears it out to the blue line, kept alive by Arnold. Alex Arnold. Gonna swing this around, save made Burkhardt. Now up to the point, Colossal winds up, that one pushed wide. Forge can get this one out to center ice. Siebanaler works his way in, gets stood up by Alec Kraus. Kraus gonna bank this one off the Forge bench. Now re-carousing. Looks for a lane through the middle, wanted from, and it'll be an icing here on the Forge. They tried to sneak Reifenberg and Chris on. Chris and Rupert will have to come back on the ice. 10-24. Shots 48-24 in favor of the Distillers. Sokolsky off the face-off. They'll leave it off for Ricky Crum. Crum down the right wall. Gonna push it underneath. Sokolsky to get to it. Wanted to leave it off for Crum. Turned over to Summit City. Up ice comes Justin Richardson. Leaves it off for Woolham. Draw pass to Clark. Clark is shot blocked by Bolu. Noah Chris tries to go underneath. Now second chance he does. Daner wants to walk his way down. Finds Clark. Broken up by Reifenberg. Chris around for Sokolsky. Gonna pin it off the wall. Noah Chris back to Sokolsky. Forward for Bolu. Bolu building up some speed at center. Wanted Crum. And they'll elect to go for the change. Sokolsky breaks it up, but he's alone. Forged forward down there. Now with some spaces, Cody Hess. Walks in, shot off the iron. Chris clears this out to center, a foot race. Sokolsky diving and breaks it up momentarily. Now Hess. Hess looking. Elects the shot wide of the net. Doyle breaks it up for a moment. Delosier is going to push us into the Summit City zone. Doyle recorrals it, Netton loses it. Up comes Hess in the top unit of Summit City. Drop past Alomo, his shot and a save by Burkhardt. He'll hold at 8:48. Chances galore for both sides here in the third. The Forge the only one to answer so far. Schmidt and playing around the wall. Hess will pick it up. Walks the blue line, a turning shot blocked by Alec Kraus. Chance there for Perry, broken up. Delosier will skate himself to center. Floats this one down to the corner. Gonna get his own rebound. Witt crunched on by Doyle and Delosier. Doyle tries to spin away. Puck loose in the skates. Doyle will pick it up behind the net. Richie Doyle trying to walk his way through. Gets collapsed on by Perry. Still holds on. Gets it off to Reifenberg. A chance is blocked away into the corner. Down the other way is Cody Hess with some space. Goes down low to the backhand. Saved by Burkhardt on Perry. Arnold wouldn't get his chance where he wanted to. Now Garrett Rupert picks up for Iron City. Rupert holding behind his net. Gives it up to Dixon. To send this one to center. No one home. Picked off by Kolassa. Eli Kolassa stutters his way in. Save made there by Burkhardt with the shoulder. Dixon picks off the loose puck. Floats it. Siebenoller gonna take it in himself. Leaves it up for Kraus. Back up to the point. Siebenoller lines up, loads wide of the net. Kolassa gets in front of the forward bank. Back to Siebenoller. Shot deflected off the side of the net. Siebenoller's been shot at a cannon in this third period and takes down Keller. Dixon gonna get it himself, skated himself. And push it off in the corner, lead it for Garrett Rupert. Rupert underneath to Dixon. Dixon looking. Back up to Rupert. Out wide to Crum off the crossbar. Had an open net and mere inches from making it a one-goal game. Tucker Kraus out wide to Arnold. Loads and shot. Save made. Rebounds loose. Pops out to Bauer. Drop pass. Dixon breaks up for a moment. Now Bellman up for Crum. Foot race, the Forge will beat out the icing. Crum floats it towards the net and be pushed away by Daner. Alec Krause. Over for Ricky Crum. Crum at center. Gonna skate it himself. Pushed it wide of the net on that shot attempt. Tucker Krause picks it up. Beats Denny Bolu along the wall. Moves to center ice is Brett Bauer. Bauer skating in. Final 6 to go. Tied up along the wall, Dan Schmidt. Joining in, trying to find some footing. Goes off the back of the net, Bauer. Bauer through the middle, past everybody all the way down the forge. We'll get a couple of changes. J.D. Woods makes Sokolsky miss. Carries himself. Up for Richardson, off now to Woolham. This will be cleared out of the zone. And it'll be not enough for an icing. Woods turns it over to Doyle. Doyle in front for Sokolsky, broken up by a diving Woolham. Sokolsky gets it back for the forward, trying to find Doyle in the middle. Works its way over to the Distillers. Richardson off the referee. Bolu shadowing him. Richardson drives into the zone, dangles his way into the corner as the Distillers look to get that top unit back on the ice. Doyle initiates contact. Leaves it for Bolu. Out to center, Sokolsky. Sokolsky has to beat Daner. Elects the shot and save made by Block. Lomo off the pass. Looking. Elects the shot wide of the net. Doyle crunches Lomo along the wall. Heavy hit from 97 in black and gold. 4:10 to go. 2-goal game. Lomo sends this down low to Hess. Hess missing an attempt. Schmidt none too pleased. And then that comes off the Mornings regardless here at 4:02. (53-26) the shots favoring the team in white. Here in period 3, 12-5 was the final yesterday in favor of Summit City. Here we are at 6-4 in the final 4 to play. Face off Bellman to Aquad. Aquad storming up ice. Aquad gets collapsed on by a pair of Distillers. Here's Lomo. Gonna backhand this one. Chase Fry trying to get a piece of it. Goes to Garrett Rupert. Now over to Dan Schmidt. Dan Schmidt looking for Aquat. Turned in by Perry. Burkhart's gonna leave it off for Schmidt. 3:30 here in period 3. Schmidt to Aquat. Through the middle, wanting Fry. Fry chipping behind the defense. Will get to it. To the middle to Bellman. Bellman to the backhand off the side of the net. Rupert at the point. Tries to get a Fry deflection. Goes off in the far left corner. Dixon. Got a crowd off the wall. Looking for some room to work with. That's shut down by Summit City. Alex Arnold off for Cody Hess. Hess walks in, the shot save made, rebound loose. Burkhart makes the stop. Quick pass up to Sokolsky. Sokolsky's a little trouble with it. Eli Kolasa takes advantage of it. Sokolsky shadowing, gets the puck back for the Forge, diving to his feet, leaves it off for Dixon. Dixon turns it over. Now Krause joins the 3-on-2. Bauer to Arnold. Back to Bauer, a shot saved by Burkhart. Rebound loose, save made by Alec Krause in the crease. Back to the point, J.D. Woods loads up, blocked by Dixon. 2:10 to go. Krause, diving effort, couldn't get it out. Arnold, tied up by Schmidt. Now a chance to the blue line. J.D. Woods loads and fires wide. Sokolsky, airmail to Keller. Just getting to get a hold of it. Now initiates the contact with Woods. Caught in his feet. Keller diving. tries to go for Dixon, and now a foot race back, and JD Woods really feeling some pain behind the play. 1:40 to go. Bauer doesn't see what he likes. Keller gets on him. Dixon gets it out of the zone. Dixon with Sokolsky. Dixon puts it on. Pad stop made by Blyer. Ricky Crumb's going to turn this down low. Sokolsky has a little trouble with it holding on. 1:20 now. He floated out to Richardson. Richardson out wide. Finds a man broken up by Crum. And now Crum and Sokolsky, the 3-on-2. Crum. Backdrop. Bolu lines up shot wide. Sokolsky looking for Bolu. Finds its way to Reifenberg. Tap down low underneath for Crum. Crum looks for Sokolsky. Tied up on the wall by Witt. Witt to Richardson. Under a minute to go. Forge elected not to pull their goalie quite yet. Wollum drives into the zone. 45 seconds to go. Wollum underneath. Can't find his man Sokolsky. Dangles around a pair. Flips it up for Crum. Past his skate. Kept in the zone by Bolu. Now to retreat out. Chris Wollum. Gonna float this down. Schmidt holds. Whistle here of 26 seconds to go. So Forge will call their timeout. Presume they're going to pull Carson Burkhardt here. And so try to rest up the guys they need for one final push. A strong effort here by the Forge in the third to at least get a pair here from Bellman and Doyle. It's a little bit of a closer contest than we saw last night. .50 saves on the night for Carson Burkhardt. A phenomenal showing from the rookie goaltender. So far, 22 of 26 here in Stephen Vlott's APHL debut. Depending where this faceoff will be, depends if Burkhardt will be pulled here. So the referees will whistle and we'll get these final 26 seconds underway. Looks like it'll be outside the Distillers zone. And I believe that's a warranted goalie pull. And it is. Keller, Bellman, Kraus, Schmidt, Doyle, Dixon, up against this top line of Summit City of Perry, Hess, Lomo, Kalasa, and Witt. Forge will get the puck. Kraus looking up ice. Gonna elect to take it. Tries to float it in and cleared by Kalasa. Icing is called. 11.5 offensive zone draw now for Iron City. You have to be quick work off the faceoff, needing two. Be Dixon on the faceoff against Byron Lomo. Dixon goes to the wall, to the point. Kraus elects the shot, and that'll make its way into the netting off sticks. 7.5. AJ Bellman off to that far side. Look for him maybe to be one of the shooters. Dixon and Lomo go again. Dixon to Keller to Kraus. Kraus to Bellman, winds up shot, fans on the attempt. And one final look. It goes in. So Richie Doyle will score to make it a one-goal game. I don't think it'll matter, though, if there's going to be timeout onto the clock. It'll just be a near couple of seconds. So the Distillers will win regardless, 6-5. Richie Doyle gets a very, very, very late goal. See with those couple of seconds on the board, it'll end. Carson Burkhart, 50 saves on the night in a 6-5 loss, but a strong showing here for the Iron City Forge today. Their record will drop to 3-7, and a 5-game losing streak drags on for them. As the next homestand will be January 10th and 11th when the Worcester Bulls come to town. They're currently facing against the Buffalo Tempest. For your interest in that matchup, go see the Buffalo Tempest YouTube page. Last I checked, I believe it was 3-3 after 1. But two very strong teams facing off in that matchup. That'll do it here. Summit City with a sweep. 12-5 last night, 6-5 here today. As Parker Rutherford and Stephen Vaught, some strong showings. And of course, Carson Burkhart and Cody Silvas on the Forge end of things in net. Cody Hess with a hat trick, your #1 star here tonight. And the Distillers with 2 wins here on Forge Home Ice. I'm Caden McCrory. Thanks for joining us all weekend long. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support you guys have found in the comments, the likes, the views, everything. It really means the world to us. Continue to watch this league grow. Thank you all and have a great rest of your weekend.